Hello everybody, welcome back to my travel channel. Probably the last time that I saw any of you, I may have been talking about going to Tuscany in Italy. Well, we're back, sadly. Had the most amazing time. In fact, John and I rate it as probably our top holiday ever. It was an incredible adventure. I'd recommend it to anybody. So I'm just going to run you through what we found, give you some ratings on how I rated it against other things, places we've been to and stays. Okay, let's start at the very beginning. How did I find El Verreno? It's in southern Tuscany. It's northwest of Siena. It's actually a very good location, because when we actually got to El Verreno, we realised where we were actually staying was 30-40 minutes either way, any direction, to spectacular sights, towns, adventures. So a very good location was the first thing. I started the search for El Verreno by looking on booking.com. I'd made a list of the things we would require from our accommodation, such as good sized bedroom, a nice living area with it if I could get it, obviously ensuite bathroom, again good. I wanted a nice quality. We're used to being in nice quality places. Then it had to have a pool. It had to have a restaurant on site. I also wanted it to have a bar during the days. We got back 3-4 in the afternoon. We like to have a cocktail before dinner, things like that. So I had a tick list. El Verreno matched everyone. There was a couple of other places twice the price of El Verreno. So, and what I liked about El Verreno, it's a small, I knew it only had probably about 11 rooms, so I felt you'd get an intimate atmosphere there straight away. So that was basically the reasons why I picked El Verreno. First impression when we arrived, we had a bit of a struggle finding it, but John had already done, I think it was Google Earth or something, and looked at the site. So he had a pretty good idea of location looking that way, and we did get there fine. It is about probably 3/4 of a mile long, a bit like a farm track. A bit rough and ready, a bit dusty. We're in a hire car. Hire car is superb for Tuscany. You really need it to get the best of Tuscany. So we weren't too stressed about that. We got up there, we got to the car park and everything. But I had travelled, as I usually do, with the heaviest suitcase. BA always stamp it, heavy, caution. So we got it out the car, and John could only just to say get it out of the car, and he had luggage as well. When we got up to the reception area and the entrance to El Verreno, I suddenly realised that everywhere had steps and also gravel. So pulling this thing over gravel, that was not easy to start with. I kind of panicked. I took in the beauty of the place, hits you straight away. John was going, wow, wow, and it's got wow factor. But my suitcase, I thought, no. So luckily the lady manager came out to greet us. She took one look at my suitcase, kind of grinned. Lovely, lovely, and she just grabbed it. Now John and I struggled to lift it together, but she just grabbed it. Then when I found out where our room was, I felt awful, because it was literally up sheer steps like that. You'll see pictures of it. Sheer steps, very old building, the steps everywhere. It's on lots of quirky floors, fabulous. Not good if you've got poor mobility, and not good if you've got the heaviest suitcase in the world. I felt so embarrassed. I've learned a lesson. When I'm going places like that, I'm not going to pack so much gear. I didn't need it. But she looked after it. I should not have worried. She took care of us. But I would just want to caution you about the steps there. Moving on to our room, I'll cover this first. They are described as suite rooms. Wasn't too sure what the sizes were like. When we got there, as I say, up these stairs, she opened the door for us. The name was actually Flowers, but it was in Italian. She said this means flowers, and you got this plaque on the wall. It was beautiful. And we got into the room. I just went, oh, I couldn't believe the bedroom alone. It was beautiful. It was bold colours. I love colour. It was bold Italian colours, done extremely well. Great big bed. Straight away, the quality of the furniture caught my eye. And then we walked through into what she said was our sitting room, our sitting area. Wow, it was bigger than probably nearly the whole of my downstairs here. It was massive. It was beautiful leather suite. The views out of the windows, it had windows, like 2 sets of windows looking out across the valley and the gardens. absolutely dreamy. It was stunning. It had great big chandeliers above us. The whole atmosphere really hit you how special it was. So it was just, I didn't know which way to look. There was a working desk if you wanted to put your laptop up there. Fabulous desk. Beautiful television, which I don't think we ever watched. Then one side of the walls was really tasteful, modern yet solid furniture, which was wardrobes, safe, lovely sized fridge that was topped up every day with fresh water and fresh milk. Then the next cupboard had a coffee machine in with biscuits, tea, coffee, and fresh coffee was put in there for the coffee machine every day, and it was wonderful quality, and there was tea bags in. There was some lovely little biscuits left for us as well. That room had covered everything. It struck me the quality of the, what I call extra furnishings, the cushions, the table lights, and on the walls was fabulous mosaics and textures. Every detail was just outstanding. I found myself touching these textures on the walls. It was tactile and it made you want to do that. Then she led us back through into the bathroom. Now the bathroom was slightly darker than I like. Being a woman who puts makeup on, I do like a light bathroom. But it was beautifully thought out, and actually the lighting in there, when she flicked the lights on, was very good. It took into those aspects. There was lots of space, and I made a mess in there because I spread my cosmetics out all over. Normally I keep loads in a bag because there isn't space. Lots of space. The shower was fabulous. You just walked past the sinks into a kind of inbuilt shower room. Sensibly done, because the controls for the shower were actually at the opening of the shower place, so you could turn it on instead of ending up in the shower trying to fiddle to get the temperatures right and getting cold water all over you. You set your shower at the top end of the shower and it was ready for you to walk into. There was also sensible hooks to hang your towels on, places to put your shampoo. It was incredibly well thought out. There was 2 sinks, his and hers, in the bathroom. There was a shaving mirror for John, lights directly above, a beautiful, it was just all really well done. Lots of towels. The only thing I marked the bathroom down on is it had heated towel rails, which were actually lovely. But because the bathroom was a bit small, there was plenty of room for both of us, but a bit small for what they were putting in, shall we say. The towel rails and the heated towel rails, one was on one wall very high above the loo, and the other one was on the other wall above one of the sinks at the side wall. And they kicked the heat out. At night time, if it was a little bit nippy, you knew they were on and the towels were on. But I really struggled to reach them, to put the towels on them. Not so much for John, but I'm a lot shorter than him. So if you're tall, you'll have no problem at all. But if you're short, you will struggle to actually get them on there. But that was the only thing. Would it have spoilt my holiday? Not at all, because if I'd been on my own, I would have hung them on the towel hooks and I wouldn't have put them on the towel rails. Our markings for the room, and the bed was super comfy. That was another thing, guys. And it had bedside tables beside the bed, so you could put your water on for the evening, charge your phones. You weren't sat there thinking, well, where can I do this? Where can I do that? It was as if someone was in your mind saying, well, that's where you do it. That's where you do it. Very, very well thought out. I did mark it down 1 point simply because the towel rails were too high for me. It's a bit mean, but I felt I wanted to be totally honest. The score for the room I gave it was 9 out of 10, so not bad at all. Let's cover the pool and the hotel facilities. I'll do the pool house first because that's where you go for breakfast on a morning. There's quite a bit of land with El Verreno and it's a little bit spread out, but beautiful mornings with the crickets making their noise and the birds singing. I don't mind at all strolling up to the pool house. Beautiful terracing like pine conifer trees where there's all these tables you could sit and have your breakfast. Superb. And the pool house itself where breakfast was laid out and they made omelettes and fresh eggs for people. Lovely. Great selection. Fabulous coffee. No faults at all. And not very far from that facility, the pool house, just on, I think it's part of the pool house, is the gym. There's a small gym. People say it's very good. We didn't get to see it. We didn't have the time. Next time we go back, John will definitely use it. And also there's a small steam room. Didn't get to see that either, but that's in that facility. Now the pool, oh, I love the pool. pool isn't heated. It's a good size. You can actually have a nice swim in it, because when you consider there's only about 11 rooms there, they're not going to be stacked out with people. This pool was fabulous. In Italy, they don't heat the pools. They don't see the need. And there was absolutely, we were coming, it's 35 degrees some afternoons. We were coming in there, the pool, you sat with your feet in it and you think, it wasn't cold. I'd got straight in and swam. I absolutely loved it. And then I didn't want to come out. And it was beautifully clean. We met the guy who comes up every afternoon, cleans it. There's a pool bar down at the bottom end. And if they're not there, but they know you're up at the pool, they make a point of dashing up the staff just to come and see if you want cocktails. We had cocktails by that pool, I think, every afternoon. It was wonderful. Didn't want to leave it. Lots of sunbeds, lots of clean towels at the end of the pool. There's an outdoor shower for you to shower when you've been in the pool or before you get in. Beautifully done, very well thought of. Now, walking back towards the hotel, lovely, lovely views. It's a fabulous walk, just even walking around the area. The hotel and the rooms are kind of spread out, as I said. Now, as you get into the hotel, there's a lovely terrace, which you can sit and have a drink on an evening and just look out over the valley. Really romantic. Inside, I would call it inside, there's kind of like a winter bar. That I think during the winter months and the days when it's not good weather, they'll open that bar and you can go and sit in there. Lovely Italian leather suites, you can read. There's a couple of areas that have sofas and just, I would call them reading areas. You could take a book in there, take your laptop in there. Facility wise, it's got, we didn't want for a thing. It ticked all the boxes. So we'll move on now to the restaurant and the food. The restaurant is on the very ground floor, so you can walk from the car park straight into the restaurant area. We ate out every night except one. We had our own table on this little wonderful terrace, and it had herb bushes around the terrace, and on an evening when the wind was blowing the right way, just a gentle breeze, you could smell the herbs. It was marvellous. And they had these little dinky lights that as it gets dusk you just tap the top and they come on. It was really, really special. But the food was another level altogether. We ate there the first night. We'd booked for the first night and the second night. But when we actually ate there on the first night, we kind of looked at each other and thought, well, we're a good 15-20 minutes from the next nearest restaurant from where we were. Do we really want, this food is that good, do we want to be going anywhere else? We took the decision there and then. No, we didn't. The food you'll see from the photographs is outstanding. It is. On the evening, it is definitely a fine dining experience. But saying that, you do not have to have the tasting menu. You do not have to, they bring the menus to you. And some nights we just had main course, dessert. That was it. We didn't bother with anything else because we'd ate that much. Because they also bring you at the start of your meal, start when you sit down and you order your drinks, they bring you out these three little dishes with aperitivos, and they are to die for. You will see the photographs. Then they make their own bread every single day, and I thought it was kind of like a sourdough. It's the best bread I've ever eaten on, and if I could buy it anywhere, I'd be buying that bread every single day. They make their own olive oil, so they brought their own oil, so you had bread and oil. Now you didn't pay for these were included in your meal service. And also at the end of your meal, if you order coffee, they bring you a plate of handmade little mini sweets, mini desserts they are in fact. Again, you'll see the pictures. They are to die for. So some of those nights when we just ordered a main course and a dessert, we were only paying for those two courses, yet we had all that food. It was like having a huge amount of food every single night. It was superb. The quality of the food, we couldn't fault. We never left a thing. And although fine dining, where in the UK when you're fine dining, you get 2 or 3 dinky little highlights on your plate and then a couple of little squirts of syrups and foams and things like that. No, this was more substantial, but done in a full fine dining way. We never had too little to eat. In fact, every single night we told them we'd ate too much. Flavours incredible, executed superbly. The chef there, lady chef and her sous chef and team in the kitchen are amazing. They're also the waiting staff, all the staff in the hotel take customer service to the next level. They care about you. They want you to have a special time. Nothing, and I mean nothing, was too much trouble. The wine was superb. And we aren't looking at London prices here, guys. The most we paid for a bottle of wine was €30, and that was a superb bottle. But most nights John would have red with his meal. I would have white or rosé. Don't have to buy it by the bottle. One night we had a half bottle. Just weren't drinking as much that night. We were exhausted from all the adventuring. So they corked it for us and we got it next night. Like I said, nothing is too much trouble, and the quality of food is unbelievable. In fact, we decided when we went to book for the rest of the week, 6 nights, it was very funny because we said, can we book our table for the rest of our stay? And I went, 6 nights? I said, yes. Every night? Yes. They were used to people coming and having 1 meal, 2 meals there, and then scouting off around the area to try other restaurants. I just couldn't see the point, and I told them, I said, your food's that good, we don't want to go anywhere else. We're out during the day eating, trying different places. Why on earth would you walk away from a restaurant that gave you so much in the sense of staff service, quality of food, value for money and atmosphere? Why leave it? So, and they were really special with us. After we did there 3 nights, they were a bit worried. Their menu is fresh. Their produce is fresh. They make everything fresh. So they were a little bit worried that we would be a little bit fed up with just the a la carte menu. No, we weren't. But the chef there decided to make 2 dishes, the remaining days, 2 fresh dishes each day that we could have off the menu. Wasn't for anybody else, specially made for us. And said, don't worry about it if you don't want it, but we've got it made up, and if you would like that as a change from the a la carte, we did. We didn't regret a thing. We let them lead us through a gastronomic experience, and that's what we had. It was fantastic. So that restaurant, believe you me, is excellent, and it gets a good 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm just winding this up now. Value for money. Is there any room for improvement? And the ratings that I would give each section, I'm comparing it against with places we've stayed in Rome, places we've stayed in Italy, in Puglia, places we've stayed in other countries, all our experiences, I'm comparing it against that. Let's go value for money. How much did we pay? We were still technically in their high season, and we got our room, which was a suite room, for approximately £200 a night. It was in euros, but on the conversion, £200 a night. The other rooms with the same level of furnishings, facilities and things I was looking at were coming in at £300 to £350 a night. It was an absolute bargain, and I do know that if you go earlier in the season, it's cheaper. We were there in the high season. Value for money, I've already spoke about the restaurant. Fantastic value for money. Is there anything I would improve on? It's an old building. I don't believe you could change a thing. You can't put lifts in this building. The way it's designed, it's been renovated superbly. It's kept all its character. So actually, even though the towel rails I found frustrating, no, I couldn't change them. Would I go back to that particular room? Yes, I would. Even with the towel rails where I had to get John to hang them up. There is no room for improvement that I could think of. So no, couldn't change a thing. Going on to the ratings. The room got 9 out of 10. Facilities, 9 out of 10. And the only reason I marked 1 off there was simply because the fact it has to be, a consideration has to be mobility issues for some people. So I couldn't say it was 100% suitable for everybody. Food is 100% suitable for everybody. We saw children there being totally catered for in that restaurant. So 10 out of 10. Value for money, 10 out of 10. And yes, we will go back to El Verreno. If we don't get there next year, we'll definitely be back the year after, because I can't wait to be back there. I felt when we left, I was leaving a part of me there with them. They're amazing. Get yourselves to Tuscany and give it a try. And I hope you love the photographs. I hope it shows you just how much they gave to us. Thanks for watching.